Yo, what's up, y'all? Welcome to the Slip and Counter
Podcast.
Podcast.
Be nice about it now. Just like we just gonna breathe out because we on the air. I don't give a damn that we on air. We ain't gonna breathe out.
Man, Slim, look, my man up in here with a damn.
Oh my god,
he got a damn heating pad on his shins, wrapped around his calf muscle.
You ain't want to talk about the dunks you got on right now?
Man, these customs right here.
Oh my god,
the Bugs Bunnies. Got the Bugs Bunnies on the Space Jam. You know what I'm saying?
They tough though.
You know what I mean? Shout out to my girl Kiana. Yeah, you looking for custom sneakers? Go to Key Designs on Instagram and hit her up. She do custom sneakers. She do custom like jewelry, custom. People's making the rugs and stuff now. Yeah. She do customs, anything. She's talented. So check out Key Designs. But like I was saying, welcome to the Slip and Counter Podcast. I got my other special guest right here, Lil Man. My mom called him Lil Slip and Counter right here. Lil Slip and Counter. The Kenichi Bear Studios. GOLDENBOY in the building.
My man.
And we got a guest for y'all. We got a guest, man. A fighter from the area. A big fan of the show. Our guy, Chop.
My guy. This my guy right here.
What's good? What's good with you, man? Glad to finally have you in studio.
You know it.
A long time coming, but we made it happen.
Yeah.
How you feeling, man?
Good, man. Good.
Always, you got your headphones right there at the bottom if you want to use them, and go up to the mic, brother.
Okay.
Yeah, the headphones help you hear how close you are to the mic. With these mics, you got to be a little close.
Yeah.
Tell them. So, man, it's awesome to finally have you on the show. I know we said we would have you on here, and then we finally got you. I know you got a fight coming up yourself, right?
Right. Yes, indeed.
The Thump Yard. Okay. Who you fighting coming up?
I don't know. You know, I had 2 fights against Scrappy Vargas, my last fights.
Uh-huh.
I'm going down the way right now to 165.
Okay.
So, you know, whoever they put against, man.
I got you.
Doesn't matter, you know.
For sure. So when did you start boxing? How'd you get into boxing?
All right, a funny story, right? So it was when the very first Creed came out, right? When I was in high school. And I was always in competitive sports. I played basketball, but I was too short. Mm. So I went to wrestling, which is, similar and, aggressive to boxing. So I was wrestling. So when the first Creed came out, I was in my room with my stepdad and my mom, and I was like, yo, I want to box. It was like I was in 9th grade, right? Mm. So they was like, all right, I'm going to take you to Sugar Ray when we was living out in Largo. So they took me up Palmer Park. I was up there with Calvin and them for a little bit. I had got out because my grades, fell off. Well, got off the wrong track. But it was always, something I was into, I was always an individual sport type of guy, So I always had the love for the sport. So I ended up coming back later in my 20s, and then I met Stephen Warren up at Tony's around Trinidad. And I've been with Steve since, Yeah.
So that's what's up. So did you have ever have a knack to want to go professional, or you just,
Yeah, I do want to go professional with, and honestly, not to rush or anything, just take my time. Mm-hmm. Maybe next 2 years or so, polish my amateur pedigree, and just take my time, man. No rush. Like I said, then it's dangerous. So it's no rush for real.
For sure. So how many fights do you have?
Right now, after the Thump Yard, it'll be 5th for me.
Your 5th fight? So you're still kind of new, but you've been training for a while.
Yeah, I've been training.
Is this your 5th fight?
Right. I've just been training, and then, the fights just come periodically, as I go.
Right. So what about boxing do you like?
Discipline, for one. It teaches you more how to be a man, and mold you. It's not more so about being tough or beating up people. You know what I'm saying? It's more mental for me, It keeps me on the right track. I have children of my own now, so it just, it keeps me narrow, positive headspace.
Yeah, for sure. Keep you out of any kind of trouble. Anything out in the street, stay in the gym, right?
Oh, yeah.
Stay in the gym. That's what's up.
Because if not, you're going to feel it later when you get in there.
Yeah.
You're going to feel it later. This boxing is a jealous girlfriend. Get everything you want. But if you mess with her wrong, you're going to get in that ring, you're going to feel it.
Telling you,
never
man.
get less who said that.
Right.
For real. So what about boxing comes easy to you? Like, what about, the actual physical part of boxing?
Honestly,
he built like a boulder.
Right, I like the strength and conditioning part of it. I like to lift weights. It gets me in my mode. Sparring, that's kind of like second nature to me now. At first, getting hit, bunch of punches, kind of like irritated. But once you settle down, take your time, slip, and it work, you can have fun. So it's starting to get second nature to me now, honestly.
Yeah. So you were saying when you first started getting hit, that it was irritating.
Yeah, right. It's irritating.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of punches in the face, and I'm just get frustrated. So just rabbit punching back,
Yeah.
But then once I got settled, just relax. My coach always was just relax.
Right. So how did you? Because I know I never boxed, never been there and boxed. I kickboxed when I was a kid. That's about the closest I got to actual boxing. But as a grown man, how do you humble yourself enough to know I'm getting hit and this is just training? I'm getting better through this without getting mad and upset.
Like I said, it goes back to the aspect of it being mental, and it's never personal. It should never be personal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? In a fight, you get beat, you take a loss. At the end of the day, it's a gentleman sport.
Right.
At the same time, it's still a brutal sport.
Mm-hmm.
So, you still had the gentleman aspect of it. Like, this is not personal. It's never personal, And then at the end of the day, if you take it personal, it's going to make you look a certain way. Your image is going to be ruined.
Right, right. For sure. You got Jay Bino in the chat. He said, my dog.
What's up, bro?
I got Roy in the chat.
Big Roy.
Shout out to Big Roy, El Paso, Route 1. And Takia Brunson. She said, yeah, bae.
That's my wife.
Oh, that's your wife. Okay. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning into the chat. We here live with Chop, man. Yeah, man. So how has it been fighting with the Thump Yard? Like, how are those events?
Honestly, like I said, Thump Yard is the best event in the area, honestly, next to Golden Gloves. Jonathan is, he was a good fighter back in his time, himself, before, his injury. Like I said, it's an excellent experience, under the lights. It's kind of like a little pro experience, in the club. So, me personally, I like it, and like I said, I wouldn't mind keep doing it until I transfer over to the professional. So, and it's, like I said, it's a good experience. It's definitely a good experience. It's for the community, and the DMV is so toxic, violent. So everything that everybody's doing, everybody's against each other more so than with each other. Like, we all in the same lane. There's a million of us doing the same thing. Why not a million of us come together and just work together to get better? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
so what the mission with the Thump Yard? What's the mission behind the fight? Was it guns down, gloves up, or is it more behind?
I think his aspect on it, Jonathan's point of view and direct on it is the guns down and less violence. Just guns down, hands up. And just giving the positive outlet for the youth. Period. Or even not even just the youth, the older guys, anybody. Because like I said, now it's not like back in the day. You can fight, get whooped, you know what I mean? Get up and then go on home, back in our parents' time, nowadays, it's guns. You get whooped, all right, cool. I'm coming back though, but with a gun, So, and that's everybody, so yeah, that's the message. That's the main thing why the Thump Yard is probably going to succeed and probably have a professional platform eventually, succeeding from the amateurs, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. You want to say something?
No, I can't wait to really go to one of those cards. And then now to know that, because me and him got really close, as we've been talking, talking boxing and stuff like that. So it would be real good to be there and actually watch him shake out too, and then be able to go back there and like, all right, man, go do your thing and everything, and then experience that card. Because, me, when we had him on the show, he was talking about, maybe going there just to experience the show one time.
Right.
And you see the highlight, you see how you set it up and make these kids really feel the pressure and enjoy like this. I have a memory of this type of thing, So I really appreciate, because you don't always get that as an amateur at certain levels. So I was really appreciative of Jonathan with that.
Yeah, for sure. So when it's fight night and you walking out to that ring, you getting ready to make your walk. What are you doing to get ready for that walk?
Mentally, mint work, always mint work. That's just shake out, not stand around, music wise, throwing my Kenichis,
okay,
put on my good old tunes and just zone out, And then once that music cut on, walk to that ring and work, win, lose or draw, just work, you know. So that's the best. All you can do is try,
Yeah.
And like I said, you will want to always succeed, but everybody's not Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Mayweather is 1 in a trillion that has literally never lost since he put on the gloves. Now he maybe have had loss in his amateur background, but everybody hasn't seen that. All they see is the professionals.
Yeah.
So, but I say everybody has their day. Every dog has their day. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is just continue to try and be a dog when it's your day.
Right. So when you got them HYBERNATION 5s on, who you listening to?
Oh man, I listen to a lot of DMV rappers. More so, but in my personal time, I listen to rock. Some stuff that people think is corny.
Exactly.
That's good though.
I listen to rock, different genres. My wife got me into the R&B thing, because she's older. So I started listening to more R&B, classical music. You know, some mellow stuff sometimes. Not always, you know, the rah rah rah. You know, so that's what I put on and just zone out with it.
Right, ain't nothing wrong with that. Honestly, man, I rock with a little bit of the rock and roll too, man. Some of that, like the 2000s punk rock.
Right.
I'm gonna confess, I be on it a little bit. I be on it.
Okay.
I be on it. You don't believe me?
No, I don't.
I'll put my playlist up right now.
Oh my god.
I'm dead serious. And R&B, like I listen to R&B heavy. Like that's my go-to. That keeps me calm. Them long rides from Hagerstown to here, man. R&B, man.
It's like an hour drive, right?
Hour and a half. Because if I play anything else, I'm hot-headed driving down the road. So I need to, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm gonna be late, bro.
Yeah, traffic got me, man.
Traffic clipped me every time.
I know, man. So, are you a fan of boxing? You watch a lot of boxing?
Yeah, I study.
Man, what? We be talking during the fights. We be talking during the fights.
Like I said, as a fighter, you gotta study. You do gotta study. Do your homework and your downtime. You know, watch old fighters. You know, or people that are similar to your game. You know what I mean? Like me, I watch Mike Tyson, all the shorter fighters like Canelo. You know, none of that's similar to my game because I'm short. So it's going to be a little harder for me because I'm short, you know, and most of my opponents might be taller than me, you know, especially now in the amateur weight class that I've been in, like 180 is big, you know. So, and like I said, going to the pros, they really big. So you got to work extra hard. But like I said, that's why I'm cutting down, going to my natural walk around weight, you know, that's just, that's that.
Yeah. So when you looking at guys like Tyson and Canelo, what parts of the game you taking from them?
Well, Canelo, like I say, we all know that he learned
him
from.
Started. Don't get this.
I ain't gonna get not today. I ain't gonna get started. I'm not gonna get started today.
We know that Canelo really learned from Floyd. His defense is impeccable in my opinion. You know, and he still sometimes when he does his pullback, he drops his hands too much. But his defense is excellent. The way he hits the aqua bag and slips off of the aqua bag, I love his defense. I take that from Canelo more so than and his aggressiveness. He hits every part of the body, arms, elbow. It doesn't matter. It's boxing, so I like that part. Tyson, like I said, it's some cats that disrespect Tyson. I don't know why, but Mike Tyson is forever going to be the greatest heavyweight of all time. You know, he knocked people out. He didn't fight nobody. I mean, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about here? Like, but like I said, him too. From slipping, the little man syndrome, I like to say, slipping, getting inside, and then, like I said, because we're short. If I'm in your chest, you can't do nothing but punch over top of me. So I'm digging to the body, and it's over with, you know? Yeah. So that's the main thing that Mike Tyson did a lot, most of the head. Everybody seen the knockouts, but how he got to that point. Oh, my God. This is amazing, man.
His feet, his balance.
Everything.
His control, the way he balanced his feet the whole time going in. All of that was just, oh, my God. I mean, okay, I got to get hit. The Reggie Gross knockouts, the Carter Truth Williams knockouts. Coach Slice beat him. I mean, so the Pinklin Thomas one. We can keep going through this. I want to say his name right, Henry Terrell. Truman. I want to say I got to remember, but he beat Tyson twice in the box off to go to the Olympics. Henry Tillman. Came back and stopped him in the pros. There's so many different ways. Okay, even when you be on the inside, he should have worked. One thing that Tyson should have did was worked more on the inside the way he would get there. But when he did let his hands go, and it will always be boom, 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 boom. Slide, boom, boom. And then he would pivot back to the other way. And if you threw something, it was always, no matter what. Because guys like me are taught, don't go past your knee. Don't slip outside your knee. With him, it was more to his benefit to rock inside, because when he rocked, it was all leverage and twist of go hit.
Into the punch.
Right, a lot of torque. Right. What is your favorite fight? Your favorite fight to watch?
Of all time?
That's difficult.
Right. It's so many. Like, we talking about back in the day or today's style.
Let's go old school fight, and then let's go today. Like recently.
All right. I would say, of course, Tyson and Foreman. Who else? Sugar Ray Leonard. And oh my gosh, who did Sugar Ray Leonard fight? Oh my gosh. It was
Duran?
Yes.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one with Duran. That was a good fight.
That was hell.
Yeah, it was. And then today, I would say, Oh well, Manny Pacquiao Mayweather. That was a clash of the past that everybody is gonna remember. Then you go into Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder. I like them. That was a good little trilogy.
Yeah.
Devin Haney, Kambosos. That was a crazy one too.
Yeah.
Even though we know the outcome of it, it still was a good fight. Period.
Right.
Who else? Who was recent? Tank. All of his.
All the Tanks joints.
All the Tanks. You know, like I said, his is just really different. And like I said, it's so many more. It's so many more fights, man.
You can talk about fights forever. There's so many fights.
It's so many
that go on year round. You can go on forever.
Yeah.
You know.
Locally, I say I like the way Scooter performed. You know, he shook out. Like I said, oh man, Jared Hurd, all them, man. Even some undercard type of amateurs. You know, like my team side, you got Speedy. Speedy, he works out. Like I said, so many. DMV is just like, I think it's something in the water, man. It's something, because like I said, it's just most of us where we come from in the background is you put it in the ring, it's just boom, like an explosion. You know what I mean? So you know, it's just a lot of fight, a lot of talent, man. You know, like I said, and I even had the chance to experience going over to the Headbangers gym for like a whole summer. I went over there, you know, just tried to get out the nest a little bit. You know, we all just tried different things. Went over there, like I said, you know, everybody knows. Everybody know how Headbangers get down. So, and I loved it. I did love it. I took a part of what I'm going through right now in boxing. It definitely came from there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to never neglect what they told me over there at all. So, you know, shout out to them as well.
For sure. So you were saying, you know, the DMV with fighters, you were saying how, you know, a lot of fighters come out here and you think, like, from the background and, you know, the environment you guys grew up in, and you carry that into the ring.
More so like, me personally, I take, you know, the pain and the trials and the tribulations. That's me. I can't speak for everybody else or what they take from their background, because sometimes people take the wrong things into the ring and then it'll get you off course. You know what I mean? It's like the wrong. It gets you sidetracked. You know, me, like I said, I take the trials and tribulations and the pain, and now my children. You know, like I do that for them. Like, and at the end of the day, like I said, no one wants to. It's a purpose. It has to be a purpose, because you got to be a different type of person to get in that ring. Everybody has to realize that. Like, you say what you want to say, but you got to be really built different to get in there, man. You know. So like I said, I put pretty much everything that I went through and make it positive with boxing now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's respectable. That's what real men do. What is your favorite fight that you've been in? So you have 5. So what's your favorite performance?
Honestly, my last one.
Okay.
My last one. I was, you know, I was sound. I was jabbing. I was working. You know, like I said again, shout out to Scrap. Scrap definitely we put on. You know, I think we had the best show of the night. Everybody was like, "Yo, that was the best fight." Like, you know, but like I said, that was a good fight. You know, like I said, win, lose, or draw. It was my best so far. You know, like I said, working the jab, touching the body. You know, like I said, I even got like 2 standard 8 counts, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you know, that was probably my best so far. And like I said, everybody was like, "Oh well, sparring." Nah, sparring is they don't really. Honestly, you're not really supposed to record sparring, because it's sparring. Because in the actual fight, it's not like sparring. Like I said, you can simulate it to sparring, but it's way more up paced than the more time you got in the gym. You could spend an hour sparring if you wanted to. You ain't got that much time in the fight. You know what I mean? So, you know, that was pretty much everybody probably say that was my best performance so far.
Yeah, but don't rush the guy when you got him hurt again.
Oh my gosh, yes. That was my mistake. Oh my gosh, that was my mistake. I got excited.
I got excited. You try to get him out of there. I understand.
Yeah, I definitely got excited. Like I said, I seen him hurt, and he got against the ropes. I was like, "Oh, it's a kill shot." I was like, "Oh, boom!" That's what I was going for, but got too excited. But I still got the 8 count. But like I said, you know, it's a learning experience. You know, shout out to Scrap. He doing his thing. So, and like I said, we won't be fighting again. Yeah. But you know, I got somebody else. So
okay,
I'm gonna work.
Yeah, you always remember when you get a guy hurt, a guy's most dangerous when you hurt. So when you rush and you go, "Oh wait, now you gotta fight for his life at this point," because he could be fighting to keep his lights on or his lights on. Either way.
And he don't want them lights out.
Yeah. So when you throw a shot, it's like, okay, you don't want to get caught with something rushing in between.
Right.
So they say once you hurt him, you can run, but once you get to like a certain distance, like, okay, now stalk, see what's all right, stalk, then load it up.
Right.
and see it and give him a different look. Like, okay, you probably expecting brick hooks, so like, okay, boom, and then come up top.
Right.
Yeah, that'll always be there. Always.
Yeah. So what's your relationship with your coach like?
Oh man, it's like my brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I had father figures growing up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but like I said, the aspect of me and his relationship is, you know, words can't really describe. You know, like I said, he had fighters in his past, you know, that have made it super far. You know, like his name is, like I said, Stephen Warren. Like I said, he trained Trayvon when he was an amateur.
Okay.
And also that's his nephew as well. So, you know, he got him to where he is pretty much molded, and then Trayvon went up, you know, with Andrew and such. You know, that's what he chose to do. But as far as like I said, my relationship, man, like I said, he molded me. You know what I'm saying? He took me from, like I said, wild and rugged and just sound. You know what I'm saying? Relax, chill. Like I said, cause I remember, like I said, when I went up Tony's, like the first time with him, swinging wild, just trying. Now I always had not too power. I could hit. Like I said, everybody was just, oh dang, he can hit,
crack, right?
And I could crack, but it was sloppy. It was sloppy. You know what I'm saying? So who wants to see sloppy cracking? You know what I'm saying? So I got it under control. You know, like saying, shout out to Steve, man. He a real one for that, man. I appreciate him for sure.
Yeah. That's what's up, man. So you said the power was always there.
For sure.
When did you realize that you had crazy power?
Oh man, what like maybe like 5th time sparring, I had hit a guy, and then he was like, you know what I'm saying, one of them. He was like, oh, what? You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh damn. And then after that, he was like, bro. He was like, yeah, you can hit, bro. Like he was like, you can hit, bro. I was like, yeah. I was like, you got a little crack too. He was like, but nah, bro, you can hit, bro.
Yeah, it's a different type of. That's a different type of thing. You guys get hit, and you guys.
He was like,
crack,
right? And you know, he was like, bro, you might be a baby Tyson. Keep polishing. It's like, I was like, yeah. And like, you know what I'm saying? That feel good. Like, that feel me. You know what I'm saying? After sparring, like I said, and it's good sportsmanship. You know? Yeah. I get cracked, you get cracked. It don't matter. You know, we stand strong. We putting on good. Like I said, I got a lot of guys that chop crack. Everybody know that. I get cracked. So, like I said, I'm just working on, not focusing on cracking more so, and then just getting my fundamentals. Yeah. Moving my feet, you know what I'm saying? Not being too flat-footed. You know, the main things, that's what I'm working on. You know what I'm saying? To, like, say, transfer to that next level. Because you can be a Deontay Wilder and be lucky with one punch. But we see what happened when he went against a real fighter. You know what I'm saying? All that, you know, went out the window when Tyson Fury got it. You know? Yeah. So it's not even just about just, now, like I say, it could be that one punch. You could be a lucky guy. And, you know, but if your number is your number, it ain't going to be so lucky. So, right. You know, and I don't want to take this as like a serious sport. Parkinson's is real. You know, like I said, brain damage is real. So, and like I said, this is the main sport where the lifespan of us don't last long. Because, you know, it's a brutal sport. I hate it on Khalil. So, yeah, so that's my take on that.
Yeah, for sure. Man. And you can punch. When you punch, you know, it's, I've always said, man, this a punch of sport at the end of the day. You could be winning hands down. All it takes is one shot to change everything. Yep. But the biggest thing with punches is, and I think I was telling him, I think we was on the phone talking about it. I was like, man, I forget, it wasn't him we was talking about. It was somebody we were watching on TV. I cannot remember. I was like, man, he will not work off his jab to save his life. Because guys get used to hitting guys and they fall.
I think it was Damon.
I think it was, like, man, because he kept jolting. He kept jolting Boo Boo with the jab. When he jolting him with the jab. I'm like, keep doubling it up. Like, please.
Like I said, and he was getting him. He was definitely getting him with that stick jab, man. Like, it was sticking every time, bro.
I mean, from the shift, just boom. It's like, you could see Boo Boo like, God damn.
Yeah. He ain't want no parts of that, man.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, he kept rotating.
Yeah.
Because you remember he kept rotating like, oh, no, sir. Like, because if you watch, Boo kept, at first he would come in like this, run right into it, like this. So then he was like, okay, we're going to do this and then step this way.
I think it was late in the fight he caught with a jab that buckled him. Almost put him on the canvas.
Yes.
He did. He definitely did.
A jab.
A jab. That would have been crazy.
Jabs that knock people's teeth out. Like, I never forget. Like, man, you saw George Foreman, like, had one of the best jabs. Like, you guys, Sonny Liston, James Page had a good jab. People don't remember that name. But jabs that when you hit guys, like, man, just Jesus Christ. Buster Douglas had a nice jab. Mr. Bo.
Yeah, Riddick Bowe. I didn't lie. Ali, he had a good jab too. His was stiff. he had an excellent frame. Like I said, it made people like that don't know boxing like, he just dancing around. No, he was not dancing. No. He was dancing and touching you. Like I said, he was throwing that stick out there and it was getting you bop, bop, bop. And then he came with that over top. It's done deal. So,
right.
You know?
Right. So your future in boxing, I know you said you want to take an amateur career a little slow and build it up, but where do you see yourself in like the next 5 or 10 years of boxing?
Oh man, like I said, that pro bid debut happening, you know, and just shaking out and just going as far as I can in the professional ranks. I told myself personally, by the time I am like in my middle 30s and 40s, if I don't be where I want to be with it, then I'll just lay it down, you know, because I'm a humble type of person like that. Like, but I don't never give up. That's why it makes me push harder. So if by the time I'm 30 or 40 years old, if I'm not at where I want to be, then I'll just let it all stay with it, you know?
Right.
Because like I said, you don't want to get past your peak.
Yeah.
And once you get past your peak, like some guys like Roy Jones. Like Roy Jones was a dog, like a all-around monster.
His fights were executions.
Bro.
His fights was executions.
And everybody talking about how he didn't put his hands, man, he didn't have to. Like, he had
they couldn't touch him.
He couldn't. The hook, the jab, the everything. Like, he was so fast, he just couldn't. But like I said, once he got past his peak, and then that was all she wrote.
And that's all people kind of talk about now is Roy being old and like his later fights. They forget Prime Roy.
Oh, man.
Prime Roy was doing the Bamas.
He was Michael Jordan of boxing. He was kids. Come on, then, with Uncle Silk. Let's have this conversation. Come on, big cousin. Let's do this. For people who do not know who Roy is, if you just focused on the late fights, I never get Max Kellerman said this. He said, at one point when Tyson was like, after he beat Michael Spinks, right? He destroyed him. Nobody expected that performance to be what it was. What was it, 94 seconds, I think they said. After that, quietly, people were whispering, man, he might be the greatest of all time. He might break Marciano record. He might do this, whatever. Little did anyone know, there was a junior middleweight, fighting at 52 pounds at that time, in Seoul, Korea in the Olympics, gets robbed. Will then go on to nobody as good as Floyd was. Maybe he was pretty boy at this time. Nobody said, man, is Floyd as good as Roy? Not a soul.
I never heard it. I never heard that.
Not a freaking soul would ever say, man, his Floyd is good. It's pretty boy Floyd that's coming up right now as good as Roy. Thank you, nephew. Not a soul. Said not even a soul even peeped that. And then soon as Roy left, then Floyd took that and then separated himself from everyone else. But at that time, no one thought that this little middleweight, as good as he was going to go on to do what he did and then open 2-1. Even though Tyson was past his prime, he was still very dangerous. Like, he's still very dangerous. Open 2-1. 2-1 over to beat Tyson? Shit. Like, his fights were executions. Like, you was sitting, I never get Max Kellerman. He said, I saw it with my own eyes. You was sitting there, you watch stuff, and if you know the game, you watch, you be like, yeah, he getting away with stuff he was not supposed to be getting away with. The way he would get away with certain things. Nobody could lay a glove on him. I think he still holds the record, if I remember right, for going around without being touched. At all. Like, at all. Yeah. At all. No compy body. Like, nothing touched him. Ridiculous.
I ain't even seen that, but I believe it.
Go look at YouTube.
I believe it. Go
look at YouTube. I forget the guy's name.
I believe it.
Because I watched it when it happened.
Talking about when he dropped his hands and when he
pulled
up his cup.
Oh, no. Oh, no, not that one. That's the Glenn Kelly one.
Yeah.
That was the Glenn Kelly. This was before that.
Damn.
He went in there, went the whole round, then barely threw a jab. He just kept doing this, sliding past the guy. Sliding past that. The whole round, sliding past the guy. Like, Olaying the shit out this guy. And I swear to God, and I'm like, the dude would literally get this close. And Roy, at one point, I guess he felt you just a little too close. Dude started missing from this much of a gap.
What?
I was like, and I'm watching this as a kid, like, he's getting away with a lot of shit that you are not supposed to get away with. Yeah. When you work on skills, that could piss you off. Like, getting away with this shit.
Right.
I swear, people used to say in the gym, They used to try to do his hooks. They used to try to do the triple hook. They used to try to do... And they used to say, I roid you. Like how people try to do the Philly shell now. I say this all the time. People try to do the Philly shell now. People trying to be... At that time, people were trying to... Yeah, they would do stuff. Say, like, they'll do a flurry, do a triple hook, and say, I roid you.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and I ain't gonna lie. From Roy's game, I'm trying to practice that leaping left hook. That leaping hook, once you get it and you stick it, it's just that's an excellent move. I practice it on Aqua Bag. My coach had me practice that, you know, sometimes before we leave the gym. The leaping left hook. Like,
leaping left hook.
Tank, if you watch and Tank's earlier fights with
he had the black and purple one.
Yep, black and purple. And he did that, man.
He broke that boy's nose, huh?
Oh my
God. Yeah, and the kid went,
made him quit.
They turned. That pain was something different.
It was.
Got a question for you in the chat, Chop. From Jay Bino. He said, how did it feel when you had your first fight, Chop? Thank you for the sub too. Thank you.
Honestly, I was nervous. I'm a man about man. I was nervous. Yeah. People watching, you know. And like I said, once you, because you worry about. My thing is, you worry about messing, doing the wrong thing, or looking sloppy too much. Yeah. It's not even the crowd and the people with the cameras. It's not even about all that. The cheering is about not messing up or looking bad. That was my thing. Like I just worry about not looking bad too much, you know. So that was my biggest nervous. But other than that, like I said, now I just tunnel vision. It's just me and the guy. Like I don't even really hear the crowd no more. Like I just block it out. Like sometimes, like I just got a thing where I just blank out. Like I'd be somewhere and I'd just be sitting and I'd just be zoned out. You know what I mean? Right. And like so now I just zone out when I'm in the ring, but I'm just focused. Yeah. It's all tunnel vision now.
I got you. I got a question for you because people have asked me this question. It's a fantasy fight. It would have never happened. So just understand. I know you're gonna get mad. Know what you're going to get mad. It would have never happened. But I've been asked this question a lot on my opinion.
Where my stress balls up? Go ahead, hit you aside the head of this question.
You got Prime Roy. You got Prime Floyd.
What the? What is that?
You see the what is
though?
That?
Wait a minute.
Prime Roy. I've been asked this question a lot. I want to hear. I want to hear Prime Roy. I'm asking Chop now. Y'all already heard me answer this question.
Feed it to his bullshit.
We asking Chop. Prime Roy, Prime Floyd. I know the fight would never happen.
Chop, don't look at him. Look at me.
It would never happen. Who takes the cake in that fight? And where are you going?
Man. Nephew, come get your dad.
Honestly? Oh, man.
Come get your dad.
God damn.
Yeah. You're on that bull again.
So, we talking about Money Mayweather or Pretty Boy Floyd?
Let's go money, because it's different. Let's go Money May.
It's going to go the distance. That would go the distance. I think that would actually honestly go the distance because Floyd is not going to want to lose. He's going to move and he's going to use his defense more so than anything. Just like he make everybody look silly. He make him look like an amateur again. You know what I mean? So, but Roy is just, he's like you said, just as better as Floyd was. Nobody ever compared Floyd to freaking Roy Jones. Like, Roy Jones is different. So, honestly, it would go all 12 rounds off Bucks. It would go all 12 rounds, but decision-wise, I think that would be a split. Like it would be between the two. Yeah. I don't know, man. That's hard. Like, cause I don't got him beating Floyd bad, but I have him beating him. But then at the same time, you got Floyd beating him. It's one of them.
I took Roy.
I got a tie. I got a tie. I give it a draw. It's a draw.
Yeah.
Honestly,
You say a draw?
It's a draw.
I took Roy.
Oh!
Go ahead, man. Come on.
Who you got, Junior?
Let's talk about this logically, shall we?
Right.
Hold on. It's not a logical question. It's not a logical question. No, it's not. It's a fantasy fight.
No.
It's like break it down.
It's like Jordan LeBron one-on-one. It would never happen.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No. Can I talk my shit?
Go ahead.
In the honor of my boy Big Fest, we're going to have this combo real quick. Okay. This one, if it were to happen, it would have to happen at 54. If anything, because the biggest weight class that Floyd went to was 54, right? I don't think he never went. I don't think he went to 60. He never went to 60.
He wasn't at 60.
He went to 54. So Roy turned pro at 54.
Now you getting really logical. We know that.
So you will have to do some type of fight and logically make it okay. So the highest Floyd went was 54, and he was Money Mayweather at that time. His hands were in terrible condition. He has on grand gloves. He's not going to punch as much, even though he's going to get to the target. Okay, so then Roy's going to be at his absolute, before he gets to his peak at this one. And he's bigger, and he doesn't mind going on the inside. Yeah, no, he's going to try to throw Floyd all around the ring at a certain point.
Then, yeah, never mind, I take that back.
Same way,
now I take it back.
Same way he did with Tito Trinidad. Like, all right, I'm going to just push this guy around. I'm just going to push this guy around.
I understand. Logically, it doesn't make no sense. It's like some people say, Tank versus Canelo. Who wins that fight?
What the hell? No.
It logically makes no sense, but what people comparing what they see, the casuals they see, the power puncher versus power puncher. If in some fantasy world metaverse it happened, how would that fight play out? Same thing with Roy. Same thing with, you know what I'm saying?
But that's just like Boots and Earl Spence. Like everybody, you know, even though Boots is the mandatory, Spence ain't about to get that boy a shot. Yeah, bro. It's not happening. Because
realistically,
yeah,
he might push him to the brink, but he got to use his experience to beat Boots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you gotta use it.
You gotta use it. You have to use it.
But if he does do that, I want to see him go against Crawford first, because Crawford is a switch hitter, just like Boots is a switch hitter. Mm-hmm. They both can switch it. So, you know, but
who do you think does it better, Boots or Crawford?
But Crawford,
it's a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a little bit different because Crawford is a natural southpaw. He's already left-handed. Mm. But Boots, he make it look so clean. Like even from when he be shadow boxing, I think Boots is way more polished. But naturally, Crawford.
Naturally, yeah, like he's more on that Marvin Hagler tip of switching.
Yeah,
with Boots, with more of how I came up boxing, it's slickness. It's the going into a figure eight, making a guy miss, different than going into this. It's different position. When Bud does it, it looks more like Hagler doing it, where it was more about distance and pulling whatever guard. Okay, all right, let me go this way because this opening is not available when I go righty, type of thing. Mm-hmm. With Boots, it's more, you don't know where I'm going, type of thing. It's more or less, you don't know where I'm going. Now I'm switching, you don't know what I'm about to do, or what angle I see, or what, and then make you miss and make you pay, and going on the inside, going back on the outside. It's all that. With Bud, it's more like a Cobra almost. Like, oh, all right, now I just switched. What's the reason? Like when he fought, I always bring this story up. He fought, oh my gosh, can't we forget his name? This guy, we had to go over to England and fight for the title. Bud, when he went over there and fought for the title in England, Ricky Byrne.
Yeah.
And Ricky Byrne, he came out righty. Bud came out righty. He started off, go watch the tape. He starts off righty. And Ricky Burns has a good jab. Ricky Burns wasn't no slouch. He just won the belt and stayed where he knew he was going to make the money. He stayed at home. And they ain't believe in Bud. Bud got his start because Bud fought in bars. Like, Bud fought, like, some of his pro fights were in bars.
Yeah. That's just like how Devin Haney started. He was in Mexico.
Cockfighting pit.
Right.
So, when he started, his whole thing was, okay, he took a fight with Prentice Rule. His guy name was he knocked out Amir Khan. Forget it, the guy who gave Amir Khan his first loss. And that guy fell out. Bud was supposed to be on the card. He said, I'll move up and fight him. That's how he got his opportunity. So as he continued on, it was like, okay, well, same thing. The Jared story, basically. Throw him in there with this guy. Throw him in there with that guy. Oh, all right, now he gets a title shot. Throw him in there with Ricky Burns. Mm-hmm. And he wound up beating Ricky Burns. When he beat Ricky Burns, I think he broke Ricky Burns' jaw and his nose, something like that. And if you watch, Bud comes out like this. Came out righty. And the jab was landing from Ricky. Ricky Burns' jab was getting about this close, kept nicking him. And he would step back. And then the third jab landed, and all of a sudden you see Bud do this. Pop, step, and go hit. Teddy Atlas was watching the tape when he said, pause the tape. Why'd you do that? He said his jab was getting too close. And I knew if I switch southpaw, I go from being here to now here. And that gives me extra distance. Now the jab's landing here. And everything, and then the game started. And then next thing you know, Bud started touching. Started getting closer. Started landing, so he started breaking them down. Mm-hmm. And that's very systematic of how he is. Because Hagler used to do the exact same thing. The exact same. Only thing Bud don't do that Hagler used to do is be righty, You go this way. You give the double move, double leg move, side to side hop. Go back this way, and Hagler would do this, and then leap in with a hook. That's the only thing Bud don't do that Hagler do. That's it. That's it. Marvin Johnson, same way. People forget that name. Marvin Johnson was an Olympian. He was up bad. He was in wars with Matthew Sar Muhammad, Michael Spinks. He was in, oh my God, he was vicious. He was 20-something years old with that cut where you got the hair on the sides and none on the top. He was a bad dude. Was vicious though. Like he went to war so bad he fell asleep in the corner like this. He was like, and passed out, and they had to wake him up. And he said, no, don't stop it, don't stop it. And he went back out. That's how much of a dog Marvin Johnson. He was another southpaw. And the way he would go from here and just do this. And give it to you. He will give it to you. Let you take it, catch it, grab it, and come. Oh my, just little stuff. And Bud does that too. Right. He'll give it to you. You're like, all right, lean a little bit. Lean a little bit. Next thing you know, you think you got it. But what Bud do, he'll go and short it. You know, like he'll short it with like he did with Kell Brooks. Like shorten it and then hurt you. That's damaging.
We got Anthony Contreras in the chat. He said, Chapo.
Got
our man Dose in the chat. He said, salute. Thank you guys for tapping in. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button too. That'll help us out a lot, man. Let's go current events. We got upcoming fights. We already talked about a lot of these already, but want to get your opinion on how you feel. Get your picks.
You don't want to talk about Jake Paul?
Yeah, wait, yeah. Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that
I was bullshit.
Oh my God.
Go ahead.
No, stop.
Let him go.
I was bull jiving, man.
Before the fact that he was even gonna be considered to be ranked in
to
the
be
WBC.
ranked. All right, you know what? I want to talk about this now. Let's go.
He
get
was
this
gonna
cracking.
be ranked in the WBC.
Let's get this cracking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it's ruining and just screwing the hell out of boxing. Like, what the hell is this? It's just a bunch of YouTube, but that's why I don't like the fact that they doing the YouTube rap like with DDG and all these other like Blueface, and I don't like it because it's messing up the real sport. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all really was gonna get this man a WBC belt when some people actually fight and work forever and probably never get
work their whole life for 36 minutes for a shot at 36 minutes.
That's baffling to me. And again, I think that Fury should have beat him way worse than what he did. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it was some clause in that contract as to why he was wasn't doing everything he could have really did. Like, let's be real, he really could have. Because I'm a fan of Anthony.
Did you watch the fight? Like, actually watch? I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
Okay. I ain't pay for it.
Yeah. I watched it. And I said Anthony Josh. I mean, Fury.
Tommy Fury.
Yeah, Tommy Fury. Yeah, but he could have definitely did better. He could have did way better.
No, he couldn't have.
You don't think of it?
Fuck no. Hell no.
Why you say that?
You know what? Let's first.
Did you watch the fight?
Hell no. What the hell I look like?
I'm not saying
What the fuck I look like? Man, nephew, get your daddy. Like, this is my thing. We gonna really.
I can't even break it down because I didn't watch the fight. That's what I'm saying. It's hard for me.
I watched the highlights, but I don't. You know me. I want to be able to just watch highlights and see enough and know. Yeah, you seen me do that mess.
Right.
So this is my thing. And the crazy part is like Chalk get freaked out by that mess. We was talking. I was like, you say, yo, you watch the fight? We could call you. Think he called me. I was like, nah, what fight on? I turned to him, and he said, man, this is what's going on. This man, I don't believe this. And I'm watching it. So he's not doing this, and he should do this. And the other one should do this. And Chalk was like, you could hear Chalk silent and shit. I'm like, what the fuck did you just turn to it? I was like, he said, yeah, that's what happened. Like, that's what happened. But the thing, bro, that fight was some bull. To the whole WBC ranking thing, you gotta understand something, Chop. And this is another moment where me being your boy, I gotta come into it and tell you, no matter what, boxing is all about the money. It's a circus. Boxing has always been a circus. You done had, like, people make fun of Floyd for having exhibitions. That's because at a certain point, exhibitions fell off, like in the 80s. Like, you still have little exhibitions, and guys will spar, whatever, mess around. But then
Floyd fought last weekend too, didn't he?
Yeah, he fought. Yeah, exactly. And they were making fun of it because nobody showed up. They was like, nobody showed up.
Yeah, like,
that's crazy.
He beat the hell, and like I said, quite frankly, he beat the hell out of the guy, but he really didn't beat the hell out of the guy. We all know
what he really could have did,
but he really didn't. Like, it was all for fun. Like, that's what I'm like, but he's still getting millions and millions of dollars to do that. Like, why would you not do it? But I think he should just relax. Like, at this point, nobody's really going to continue to watch it.
Yeah, nobody's going to continue to watch it. So, this the thing. When you gotta understand with this thing, no matter what, it's all about the money. Because
Mauricio Solomon said, Jake Paul, millions of dollars, WBC title, let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's make something out of it, right?
Hey, I mean, yeah.
Because in this game, there used to be 2-ton Tony Galento for the Octopus, bro. You had the guy who fought Ali and Sylvester Stallone bought a ticket to the fight, Chuck Wepner. He fought a bear.
The hell?
Yeah, he fought a bear. Like, really, no, like, go look at the interview. He talks about it. He fought a bear.
Wow.
He fought a bear. Like, and
he got paid how much
what?
for that?
He got, especially back then, that was bread. What did he get? I think he got, he donated like a certain amount to charity. And then I think he got, I want to say it was something like 5-6 figures for it. You gotta think this is the 60s, 70s. That's double now. That's like double back then.
Yeah.
So when it comes to this, you watch this movie. Have you ever seen a movie called Great White Hype?
I heard of it.
Go home, watch that fight. Watch that movie. And watch how it's funny. It's joking, but it tells a lot of the truth. It was this guy who, man, we can't sell the pay-per-views like we used to, man. He's Damon Wayans. He's knocking all these guys out. And it's Peter Berg, who's this white guy who beat him in the amateurs, who's a good amateur fighter, but never turned pro. They took him, turned him pro, and because he was white and because they gave him the name Irish when he really wasn't Irish or whatever, and it sold, and they had all this money on, and they was selling like crazy. They gave him a number 3 ranking in the movie. And they were playing off that because at the time, I think it was the IBF was under investigation for bribes and putting people up. And like I had a particular fighter tell me he got ranked number 13 in the WBC. And I was like, how do you do that? He said, because of the last 2 fights you had? He said, nah. I just kept making phone calls. Next thing you know, they put me up for I think it was was it USNBC? It was either USNBC or the Feaker Box, one of the two. Right. And that's just no matter what. That's just how it is. And I remember, who was it? Jeffrey Yu and Coach Kane was on here. Mm-hmm. And we was like, we could sit here and talk as much shit as we want. People in the chat, y'all know, and fighters that's in the chat, y'all know, y'all can talk as much shit as you want about it. I personally have my yeses and nos about it. My black and whites and gray areas with the Jake Paul thing. Because the good part I like about it is Amanda Serrano. He did right by her, and he did right by giving people money on the cards.
H2O?
Yeah,
I like him too.
Like giving people money on the card. But you also got one. Did he do that just for people hardcore like us? Like, I got to get them on my side type of thing. Right. But it's like, okay, that's given. But it's like, man, these fights.
Everything blew me when the WBC said we're gonna rank them.
Everything
blew me. I thought that was I was starting to like soften up to it. I softened up to the thought of Jake Paul a little bit. Like, man,
but let this dude at least get to 14-0.
I softened up. Then I've read that bush. I said, I know they lying.
At 3-4-0.
I know they lying.
Now I understand cruiserweight is a little different. It's a little different weight class because there's not so many guys. So it's like, okay, I kind of get it. But you can't let this kid get in double digits. You only let people like Cubans get 4-0 and get ranked.
Right.
Because who they are, Russians, Cubans, guys like Gary Russell Jr., guys like decorated amateurs. Those type of guys, Shakur Stevenson, those type of guys supposed to get that type of treatment. And when you deal with them type of fights, it's like, oh, okay, wait a minute now. I'm kind of happy about it, but at the same time, as much as I talk crap, if they was to call you now, Chop, you like, all right, me and you was talking about weight outside. Like, dang, I'm at this weight. I got to get to that weight by 30. So when y'all want to make this fight, because then I could just eat and get to 190, and I'll take that 1.2 million. Like, you going to take like, man, y'all just spar such and such at headbangers. I'll take this Jake Paul fight.
I'll take it.
Right?
Like, I know a lot of folks that would take it.
I would take it.
Honestly. I know a lot of folks that would take it.
I'd take it.
Hey, real quick, let me hit you in the chat because we got a lot of people talking.
Oh, yeah.
We got Dose. He said, y'all got any guess who AB fighting? He posted earlier saying fight announcement. I don't have no idea who AB fighting. Do y'all?
That's a young. I don't even know who that is, but they switched his fighter like twice already.
Three times. Yeah. It was supposed to be Michael. And then that whole thing happened with Michael and Roy Jones, quiet as his cat.
Right.
Man.
Then you got Jay Money in the chat. He said, Chop, my boy up next, Jay Money and Chop.
Yeah.
Corey Young said, yo.
That's my stepdad.
That's your stepdad. He said, so proud of you, son. And then Dose, he said, Jake literally made his own belt and then lost it.
Yes. Ain't that some crazy shit? Ain't that some wild ass? Like, how the heck do you do that?
The most valuable boxer belt.
Like, and then the thing was though, you've been coming to these weigh-ins and press conferences with this Fisher Price belt that you had made
with the watches on it.
And now you finally got a shot at some real blood, sweat, and tears, and you dropped the ball. You had all this to say, and then, let me cook. I'm on one now. Like this dude, doing the ha with Radio Raheem in the dressing room,
right? Saying
that I'm good to go, and as soon as just like the coward he is, I said it, just like the coward that he is. You get after the press conference, you go into the post-fight interview, and you say, well, I was super sick, and I had this, and after you talked all this trash for one, then for two, you're in the dressing room doing all this jumping around. If you was that banged up, I know fighters who, man, it's so, man, you know what? I put it out there, and I, Sly, I love you, man. We done, when me and the Fox fan, when he fought Boo Boo Andre, that was not 100% Alantez Fox. The boy was fighting with his arms hanging off to a certain extent. Like he had to have surgery on. Like that's why he was in excruciating pain. And you know what they told, man, we could stop this. We don't got to do this. He said, nah. You know what Sly said? He behaved like a fighter. He said, y'all put too much into me. I can't do that to y'all. Let's go do this. And he fought his heart out. He gave everything he had, and he went the distance with a prime Boo Boo. You got to tip your hat to that, and never once told it to no one, not a soul outside of his team knew.
That's what we've been saying forever.
But
Jake
you gonna
Paul's
get
not a fighter. It's so much more to being a fighter than just getting in the ring, putting on gloves, and y'all know that. You know that. You know that. You know what I'm saying? So we don't expect nothing less from that dude, man. For real. Let me ask you though, how did you feel about Tommy Fury jumping up and down in excitement like he just went undisputed after the fight?
That was pathetic to me.
The celebration after the fight, bro. Like,
even his brother was like,
come on, man, chill out.
What are you doing? Like, we have a real name to live up to. Hell, you have to live up
to
a
bare knuckle family.
Man, that was embarrassing.
But the celebration blew me. I was like, you gotta be embarrassed.
But no. You going against what you just said. You said, why we don't expect nothing less from him? You shouldn't expect nothing less from Tommy Fury. You know why? Because even though he has that last name, let's all be real here and tell it how it is.
He got that last name.
He did not grow up in the gym dogging out like his other big brothers did.
Light-skinned Lou, what's up, baby?
What up, Lou? He did not grow up in that gym like his brothers did. He wasn't in them dog fights like his brother. They wasn't thrown in no pit with no other kids, and they all throwing money, and they had to rumble and all that other stuff. He ain't come up that way. He ain't come up that way. Look at the age difference. He didn't come up that way. By that time, them boys was already, like, quiet as kept. The other brother that y'all don't see, that Tyson Fury got one, the other one that's big like him but got all that hair, that one was nice.
Yeah.
Was nice. Just like Triple G brother. You know Triple G brother that be right there, he always stands to the side of him. That one was he quit the amateur team because they had two older brothers that mysteriously got killed and they needed to make money and they said, one of us gotta quit. And he, as the older, said, you know what? No, I think you're better than me. Even though some people thought Triple G was not the better one. But he said, no, because we got to make money for the parents. He stopped fighting. Quiet as that's kept. Like, little stuff that I know. Tommy Fury did not come up like them boys did. And you hate to say, like, well, that don't matter if it's in you. It's in you. Yes, if it's in you, it's in you. But this dude barely had an amateur career. And it wasn't even like he barely had an amateur career. I mean, it's not like how, for instance, I use you as an example, Chop. You in the gym every day. Once you dived in this, you stuck your toe in and dived in. He just stuck his toe in and then stuck his toe out, then put his foot in.
Nah, you can't do that.
He can't do it. He did the reality TV thing. He did the modeling thing. He comes back. All of a sudden, he was all over every tabloid in Britain. And I'm gonna fight. And you can see his skill set, how stiff he is. Like, he's not as fluent as his brothers. Not saying he has to be. But skill set wise, he was right on par with Jake Paul. The thing that helped him beat Jake Paul was just that little bit extra bloodline of naturally knowing how to fight. That's all. That's all. Because really, everybody wanted to see Jake Paul lose. But he didn't take no real licking. It was an even kill thing all night. He wanted this. People were so happy just to see him lose. They were just getting the memes out. But really, Jake Paul could stand on Ed, but the fight was close.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know. I ain't watched the fight. I heard people saying it was a complete dominating performance by Tommy Fury, and I heard a few folks saying leaning towards.
He had a nice jab.
Yes,
his jab was beautiful. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes, that was pretty. Now I ain't gonna lie, that jab was.
I didn't watch it. I only saw like 2 or 3 highlights, and that was it. So I can't really.
Now imagine.
Break it down.
Remember when he called out Canelo? When Jake Paul called out Canelo?
Slim.
That was laughable,
Bruh.
but folks really gassed it up like it was real.
Bruh, Canelo would have literally killed that man.
No, what's crazy? Canelo kind of entertained it though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, honestly, it would have messed up. His stock would have went down.
Yeah.
Cause like, why are you fighting him? We all know you're gonna beat him. We all know that you're gonna beat him.
Right.
You know,
He probably hurt him. He probably put him in a bad situation. Like.
Yeah, see, we probably would have died.
But
for real. For real.
Y'all remember what Canelo said? He said, I would like to invite both them Paul brothers to come to camp for 8 weeks or however long. You didn't see that? So when the whole thing started, Canelo didn't entertain none of it. Canelo blew it off. And then as it kept going on, Cinnamon said, look, I really would like them to come to Mexico, put them up. They could train. They could go and see what it's really like to live like a fighter and get better and all this other stuff. They talked all of this mess. And we were on this show. This is like, what was it like? This was like, we wasn't even on the air 2 months yet. And this thing was hot at the time. And me and Bing was like, I know you don't want to talk about it. Because, we were really having serious conversations. Me and Bing like, man, we got to talk about it. I don't want to talk about this shit. I'm not doing it. He said,
I'm done talking about it now, for real. So much other boxing we can talk about.
He go,
real boxing.
Yeah.
He go, yeah, let's talk about it. And we brought up all of our guys, like Sugar Sheed.
Oh.
We brought out, he said, man, I know guys when I went to camp with him, he kicked them out of camp for beating on him. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so it's like, if you throw him in there with Sugar Sheed, put Sugar Sheed in camp for 2 weeks. He coming home by that second week. 8-week camp. He said, man, I got it going by Wednesday. I said, I'll give it 2 weeks. He going home. Like, those certain guys, like, man, we'll dog him. And so you already know how that would go. But to me, with both of them, it is what it is. It is what it is. And the fight game is always going to be what it is. It's all about the money, no matter what. No matter what, it's always, the fight game will always be money. Whatever the money is, no matter how much of a spectacle it looks like.
Yeah, that was the main thing. Honestly, if like I said, in Creed, I don't want to spoil it for nobody that didn't see it really. That's in the comments. But that was the main thing. That was the main thing. That was the main thing in the whole thing. That's made it unrealistic. But yeah, you know. Y'all see it when y'all see it.
I'm gonna check it out here soon.
So what about, I gotta ask you a question, man. What you think about Josh Taylor and Teofimo? Because we
was talking about it
before you got here.
I ain't gonna lie, like I said, T.O., his last, like I said, the last performance wasn't that good. It was too close, you know. But Teofimo, I do like his style. I do, but like, see, he just got a little more to do, you know. Like, so I'm a fan of him. I don't see him. Like, some people don't like Teofimo. Like Ant that's in the comments, he likes Teofimo as well. Varga, he likes Teofimo. Yeah. Teofimo is like, he's different. He's different. I like the different in him. You know what I mean?
That fight for me, I like Teo's explosiveness.
Yeah.
He can change a fight in a heartbeat.
In a heartbeat, yeah.
In a heartbeat, he can change a
heartbeat.
Man. Josh Taylor didn't really look too good his last performance neither.
Oh man, he lost that.
Yeah.
You know what
I'm saying? And I feel so bad for Jack Taylor.
So I think this is actually a good match.
Yeah.
For comebacks for both of them to see, you know, who's who at 140. I like that fight. But I think I take Teofimo against Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor more.
Bad.
Yeah, I feel raw. Yeah, I feel bad for Jack. He need to get that back. He got to get that back somehow, some way.
What y'all think about that the Jeter promotions, the Jeter?
That card? Yeah. That whole card? Oh, it was a beautiful card.
It was.
Beautiful, man. I can see you coming out that rant with some smoke in the future. I can see that. No, I'm dead serious, bro.
I bang with it.
I'm dead serious, man. Like, I can see you. I literally could. I always look at certain fighters and I literally think like, oh man, I see this guy. He have the talent. This turn, his skill, whatever. And you know, me and you done went from here to here over these past couple months, talking and everything. Quiet as it's kept, like he's on like Chop on that certain part with, you know, knowing me about certain things. So we be talking, you know, talking boxing and all these different things. And I'll be mad sometimes because I'll be like, dang it, man, I can't pick up the phone because I'm at work.
Yeah, at work, right.
Or I'll be studying and stuff like that because I really be wanting to talk to him, talk some boxing with him. I can see you. Wait, because I already can see the outfit, like, man, because I can see, like, the low key, I can see it, like, all right, yeah, this boy, he gonna pack the house. You know, he gonna have his own section packed in the house for them to come, to see him shake out, just to see him put on, like, you know, and then get to a certain point where, all right, now he's 13-0. Now he's 14. Now you try to get to the ESPN and the show boxes and all that stuff. Yeah, man, I could definitely, I'm saying, I know you smile, but I'm dead serious. Like, I can see you coming out of that road, coming out of that, our StubHub Center, Rosecroft Raceway, coming out of that back corner, coming out of that tunnel with the smoke and everything at Merlin Live. Hell yeah, I can see.
What were you about to say about that fight?
Caprio, I know Caprio personally, in the work field. Heck of a judo MMA.
Oh, that's the guy that fought Jeffrey, right?
Yeah, he got dropped.
Yeah, dropped. Yeah.
So, but it's all good because he's a bare knuckle fighter. Like, you understand the difference.
It's slower,
right? You know what I'm saying? So he knocks them guys out like that.
Yeah,
in the bare knuckles. And then same thing with judo. He kick you, it's over. But like I said, I called him and said, yo, you know what I'm saying? Good luck on the fight. I might not make it. The tickets was crazy.
Oh, yeah. 300.
I was like, I might not make it this one, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it. Like I said, when I see him, I was like, hey, every dog got his day, He was like, it's all good. And he still went to work, regular work, because he works at the Mayweather boxing gym as a trainer.
Yeah.
And one in Bowie.
Yeah. Okay.
So, I was like, it's all good, bro. It happens. Like I said, ain't no shame in my game. Like I said, I got dropped in sparring before. Not off of no clean face shot. It was a body shot. It's a body. Like, everybody said, your head can move, but that body not.
Yeah, everything is inches.
Exactly.
Everything is inches.
You touch that body, anybody can go down. I guarantee you. I don't care.
Shot.
You could be the toughest as nails. I guess this one guy. Like I say, I ain't gonna say too many names, but he was an old guy on our team. He thought 6-pack ripped up, right? So he'll put his hands up and let you wail on his body, and then he like, nah. The coach like, that's an illusion. It's hurting him. It's really low-key hurting him, but he's not going to show it. It's
he's not going to show it.
You know what I'm saying? He keep putting his hands up, and everybody beating the back. I'm like, oh, you going to feel it. You going to feel it. Yeah, you going to feel it later. So.
Yeah, that liver shot, I think me and you had that conversation about the liver shot. He's like, man, explain to me different body shots. And I was telling him, and I think I told you too, like, man, them liver shots, like, how it feels, because I was 17. No, I was 19, and I was sparring undefeated pro. No, I think his record was like 5-1. He was at Keystone, and he needed speed. And I never forget it. And I was, because so people know, like, I've had a lot of surgery, so they'll see, like, I got a lot of scars or whatever. So that's how I don't feel body shots. The only body shot I really feel is the liver one if you get there.
Yeah, if you get to it.
And the thing about it, the body shot is, when it goes to the liver, it go past muscle. It's all about your diet at that point when you hit the liver. Because if you're not eating right, if you're not drinking right, it's like your liver's almost like a sponge, because, it's that along with the kidneys, it cleans and filters and all these other things in your body. So if you have certain things in your body, and it's like when you hit it, blood squirts. So as it's trying to reabsorb it like a sponge, that's that part where you're trying to get that part. So I'm in there with him, and all of a sudden, and he's thanking me like, man, good. After each round, he took, man, good work. I need that. I need the speed. Then so now I'm like, okay, Dad, you want me to go on the inside? He said, yeah, slide on the inside. Let some flurries go, get back out. And I'm still giving that respect because he's a professional. Pros can hurt you when they want to hurt you type of thing.
Yeah, it turns
and so I'm working, next thing you know, boom, 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 catch, triple hook, and I'll do a double hook. That's it, good, now get out. Man, so I ain't want to get out right then and there because once you do that, they can hear you. So, man, I waited. As soon as I'm about to pivot, all you saw was pivot, and it hits me. As I'm pivoting, and I step out, slide out. Oh, good body shot, Jay. Oh my God. Man, like, oh my God. I took the knee, my pop over there like this. Yep, there it is. Like, man, that's a whole, like, oh, Jesus. Oh, like, everything is like, why does my body feel like this right now?
Shit crazy, man.
I think your rib is broke.
Hey, Dose in the chat, he said Taylor might wash T.O. if Taylor's head is right.
I think
if
it's fundamentals.
both of their heads got to be right. And if I give Taylor the edge in this fight, like you just said, off fundamentals and pedigree. I think his pedigree's a little bit higher than T.O.'s. But that explosiveness, man, I still believe in T.O.'s explosiveness in that fight. Yeah. And then Route 1, El Paso, Route 1 in Alexandria, I got Roy. He said March, April, May going to be dope with all these nice fights. I got T.O. winning that fight, too.
Yeah, T.O. I got T.O.
I'm rocking with T.O., man.
Yeah.
I got to ask you. I was going to ask you, man, because a lot of fights, big fights coming up. We've talked about it 100,000 times. So I don't even want to talk about it. I want to hear your opinion. David Benavidez, Caleb Plant. Who you got?
He got David.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I got Plant.
I got Plant. I didn't expect for him to say that.
Because this, right?
Okay.
Plant, he gonna jab he gonna keep his distance. He gonna use his distance. He's not gonna let Benavidez get close enough to hit him with that power.
Right.
Now, if he does, of course, it's gonna go the opposite way. But as long as Plant sticks to the jab and keeps his distance and touch him, he gonna win. He gonna win. I got Plant. I'm a fan of Plant.
Okay.
Plant, people be sleeping.
Yeah. I feel like that's a whole lot easier said than done because David is coming, man.
Yeah, he is. He's gonna press. That's the thing.
coming.
He's going to press you. So, yeah, we
know
shall see.
I gotta add some. Remember everything that I've been saying for over about a month now, right, Bink? I gotta add something to that. I think Kayla got something up his sleeve. Remember, you kept telling me, but man, he got the pop, he got sneaky pop. I think he's setting up something, and I'm gonna tell you why. Cause he changed. Remember before when we talked about we didn't know he had changed trainers yet. He done switched to Bread.
Right.
Coach Bread, J-Rock coach. So we already know Sweet stays on Philly shell, but most of his legs have really got a lot of spring. Even up to when he got caught with Canelo, he wasn't picking it up, but his legs still were good. Like he was still moving, like he could move still. Everything was there until he got caught. As he was still should have threw more punches as he got late, but he was getting more tired and the experience level at that level. But his legs, when he wanted to move, his legs would move. His legs was not giving up on him. But now, it seems like he wants to add some inside fighting to his repertoire. Because look at where he just went. Yeah. He's Bread's the head trainer now.
Right.
And we remember what J-Rock is. Remember many of his performances.
I like when he fought Swift.
Man, what that was, you dream as a fighter, you dream of nights like that. You dream to have a night like that to perform. Man. Oh my God.
Hey, Dose in the chat, he said Sandor beat that boy.
Yeah, Sandor beat him.
He did, and guess what? I'm gonna leap out here and say this. I think Sandor beats a lot of guys at 140.
Yes, he does. He can frustrate
that. I think Sandor might get Taylor too. If we're gonna talk about that, Sandor Martin.
They're gonna keep that door closed. They're gonna keep that door cracked for him. They're gonna try to keep him B-side.
Right. He gonna upset somebody pretty bad coming up here soon. I like Sandor Martin. Shout out Sandor Martin.
Yeah, like I think, what if Caleb is gonna go out there and remember we was talking about he got me, Sean Porter, Sean, all those talking, and he was like, man, he gotta stab him. He has to make. We already know the first 4 rounds. If depending on how it go, do we want to give up the first 4 or win the first 4? Depending on how David comes out. But if David come out speedballing, let him get it. Just stab and keep this guy turned. But we need him running into stuff. But every now and again, when he cuts it off and he have nowhere to go, is Bread getting him to throw his shoulder? You know how usually Caleb he leans, catches, and then he's gone. Like what if he's pushing him to add to his repertoire, dipping in and pushing that shoulder, work on the inside, make David, who don't never really throw here. It's more everything is, but that gap in between. Let's see if we could get here and count it, make him pay for it, then get out. Then we get out. If we get some inside fighting in, and see if we could get. All right, man. We need to get your shoulders ready. Get your shoulders and your arm ready, because that's what we're gonna be focusing on getting hit at. If he lands anything when we're on the inside, it should only be here, here, and here, and only here. And then you get your counters on the inside. And then if we could get certain shots into that body and make him have some thoughts in his head about how he treated his body 4 or 5 fights ago, 10 fights ago, things of that nature. Let's see if we can make him feel that. And then we got him where we want him, 8 through 12. What if he goes in there and starts throwing punches like, on the inside when he has inside spots? Because we already know David going to force him into the inside sooner or later. He going to cut him off. And it's like, okay, what if? I think he might be having Bread. What you think? Because I think Bread might be having him working on some inside stuff.
He gonna have to be durable on the inside.
Yes.
He gonna have to last on the inside. Yeah,
there you go. And that's the thing.
That's the big what if. It's like, yo, I see the game plan, but can he last? How long can he last?
That's my problem. Because then you gotta run too.
Yeah.
You gotta move too.
Yes, he is. I noticed that when he fought Canelo, when Player was fighting Canelo, he was trying to do that, but he couldn't run. Canelo was gonna keep pressing, so he couldn't really run much in there. But he gonna be all right. I got plan.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's go. Garcia Tank. Battle with the hooks.
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. Look, they be trying to bid on me in the gym because I be like, man, Ryan gonna knock Tank out. But I be joking. But at the same time, it's boxing. You never know what somebody got up their sleeve. Like I said, Tank is Tank off Bucks. But Ryan, that boy, I would give him. He's fast. That he is very fast.
Yep.
Like I said, his hook, it's gone. It's gone. Like he don't hold it. It's gone.
His
like,
gift, he has a gifted.
It's bro. You before you can blink, you won't even see it. Like I ain't gonna lie, I think it's faster than Roy Jones's hook. I ain't gonna lie. Like you would be like, yo, did he just punch him? Like with his last fight, he hit the dude, and I didn't even see the punch get up. I'm like, yeah. Like that's what I'm like. Maybe if Tank get hit with one of those, he might get stumbled. He might get buckled. You never know. You never know. So it's something to watch. You know, I'm definitely, like I said. But of course, we all know Tank is gonna go either for the knockout or he's gonna try to stop it. You know, that's what we know already that he's gonna do automatically. He ain't gonna play with him, but Ryan might not play with him either. Like, Ryan's been waiting for this, so he got it. So now, I think he's gonna show out. I think he's gonna show out
for sure.
So I know you watched the show and everything, so you kind of already know my thoughts on it. But I'm gonna give you my look on it and see what you think, because BINK already know. Ryan has a gifted hook, a gifted whipping hook. Yes. He's blessed with it. It's blinding. It's sharp. It's dangerous to throw because it's almost like the Russell's hook a little bit. Because when you throw the Russell, you could get your shoulder caught because they're coming like this. Yeah. But with Ryan's, and when he does it, it's that stiff snap. Yeah, you can hurt your shoulder if you don't do it right.
Right.
But he has an issue with lifting his chin in the air. Every time he does it, his chin in the air, he throws it. His chin in the air, he throws it. And then he closes his eyes.
I say he punch with his eyes closed a lot.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I'm like, why is your eyes closed? Like,
and he bow and arrows it every time. He swims it. He'll do this. Every time he pulls.
And the high guard too.
Every time, and each time he also does mistakes that as a professional on the level that he's at, you cannot afford to make. He pulls out with his chin up. He pulls straight back. It's tall. He does not give up. He doesn't bend his knees. And when he goes straight back, if you watch, he starts to go straight. You know how you're taught, don't go straight back. Like like when you go straight back, you know we're taught you only go back 2 steps. Like you'll go quarter, half step, dip, slide out, or step, go back this way. Because once you go straight back, now you're gonna get landed with straight shots.
Yeah, you can get touched.
He does that, and I remember in the amateurs, he used to do it. And there's a clip way back when he was an amateur. Ellie sat back, was in the gym with him at 10 Goose. Still an amateur. And Goose brother was telling him, don't stop doing that. Like you can't. He said, well, I'm not doing this and whatever.
Yeah. I think I seen that.
The red grant gloves on with the white thumb.
Yeah, he was telling him stop doing something and he wasn't listening. And then he put the back, matter of fact, with bringing his hand back. With the jab.
That too.
Yeah.
And the glove and the mitt dropped.
Yep,
the glove would drop. And then what happens? Fast forward it. Somebody took that clip and mixed in another clip. Fast forward another, 5-6 years now, he fights Luke Campbell, an Olympian. And he went straight back and got clipped. And where was his hands at? Here.
Right there.
His legs were straight. His legs were locked. And his chin was in the air.
He got up though.
Yeah. He got up. He
came back with that
embarrassment. That embarrassment. Like I can't. Because everybody's like I try to defend Ryan as much as I can. I tell people like, no. He's not. Oh, because he hangs around Jake Paul. No. This man can't. I remember this kid coming up in the amateurs. This kid came up, but the hard way. Like, he fought in them tournaments. Like this boy can fight.
Yeah, he can go.
But at the same time, it was a certain amount of embarrassment of, oh God, I can't do it, and then look back. But at a certain point, he makes mistakes that as you go as a professional, like you might fight bums, you got a whole second to make a mistake. But as you go higher up the rankings, that goes to a half a second, to a 1/10 of a second. And at that level where he's fighting Tank, he only has a 1/10 of a second to make a mistake. And then you got somebody like Tank, who in my opinion is faster. Because I know that boy's his amateurs. Trust me, it ain't all bricks that Bama got. That man fast, he can box, do all that. Trust me. He's like Tommy Hearns. He's our generation's Tommy Hearns. Remember you watched the Tommy Hearns documentaries. People forgot in the amateurs, he was a pure boxer. Then Manny Stewart bought the right hand out of him when he turned pro. And then when he was knocking everybody out, he finally gets hurt by Ray. And now he's he's boxing beautifully. Yes, fool, what you think he made it that far and I know how to move his feet?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, okay, if Ryan makes those mistakes, you already know Tank gonna cut in that quick. He gonna make that, all right, get inside. Because his whole thing, I could see Tank whole thing being Coach Calvin and Kenny gonna say, look, make him reach. Make him see if we gonna make him chase the pit. He chased that pit, we got him. And then we just need to keep giving him, make his anxiety high. Because I think his anxiety is gonna be higher than Tank's on fight night. And that's gonna really make him tired, especially on that level. And all of a sudden, all right, now I can boom, slide in. And right when we slide in, now all of a sudden, Tank here, and now Tank's here.
What's gonna really get him anxiety wise? When you hit him with that left hook and Tank don't move. Tank take the power.
Or catch it real good and see it.
I see it. Boom. Whoop,
and absorb it. Yeah.
Take a step forward.
And shoot in between. Boom, boom. And come up.
If Tank take Ryan's best shot, I think that changes the whole fight. And you're going to see Tank do that little smile and do like this. Yeah. And it's going to be, it could be bad. It could be bad from there.
And you already, what did me and you talk about, man, we was talking about this in private. I said, dog, I'm watching that kid since he was little. And when they all were fighting each other, he going to sit on the stool. Kyle going to get in front of him. You Tank, I'm Calvin. All right, baby, look, what round we in? All right, 7? All right, look, man. Hey, going back to Baltimore on this boy, man. Go on the inside, start breaking this boy up from the bottom up, man. Is there anything we need to worry about? Anything we worry about now? Nah, the power ain't there like that no more. Like, oh, it's not this like that no more. What? All right, so we ain't got nothing to worry. Hey, look, man, start walking this kid now, man. Let's go home. Man, as soon as he gonna get desperate. Don't get caught in nothing stupid. He gonna get desperate. Do this and start breaking this kid, and it's gonna be over. Round 6 through 12, he gonna beat the mess out of that boy. I'm sorry, I hate to say it. Like, I got Ryan being there the first 4 or 5 rounds, and then the game changes.
Yeah, for sure. I think so too. Honestly, I think so too.
Like, I just don't. And the thing is, though, Ryan has to show up, and that could be a thing of pressure as well, because he talks so much shit.
Yeah.
For over what, 2 years now? About 2, almost 3, talking so much trash to this boy.
You seen the podcast when he was on there with Mike Tyson?
Yeah, he was doing too much. Just doing the most. And you saw Tank on the phone like this. Man, your team know what I'm gonna do to you, bro.
Right.
And just looked at him. I'm like, you doing, man, you know I'm gonna hurt you, bro. And the thing is though, but Tank respects Ryan. Like, he's like, yeah, man, he could be the toughest because he's tall and he's rangy, he has a quick hook, whatever. But like Ryan tell him, man, Tank is not even I'm knocking him out in 1 round, 2. They're saying outlandish stuff.
But I will say Ryan is gonna be a better opponent than Rolly was.
Yes. Oh, without a doubt.
Rolly is. You seen the video of him getting dropped in sparring?
Oh, that was, and he still made the same mistake that he made.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Rolly don't seem coachable. How you don't learn from that? You get punished on that stage, and it's like he's not coachable.
He's still thinking he's. Hey,
like Rolly, and he's Rolly, but he sell tickets though.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's getting paid, but it's like it's going down. It's going down. Stop.
Yeah.
Which I think about. Did you see the video when Antonio called out Boots? Antonio Russell.
No, I thought it was Antoine. No, it was Sweezy.
I'm sorry,
it was
no.
Sweezy.
It was one of them.
It was Antoine.
It was Antoine. Yeah, Sweezy.
I get them all mixed up, dog. Everybody but Gary.
Yeah, shout out to them too, because I be going over there every Wednesday to go spar some cats over there.
Oh, okay.
You got Jawan that's in the Golden Gloves. I've been getting him ready. You got a guy named Mike also that's been getting ready for Golden Gloves. They've been winning so far. They might win the whole drink. So shout out to them too.
That's what's up.
Been over there, Russell's cool, man.
Yeah.
When you meet them, bro, it's like they here. It's all mental. They make you think outside of the box. Make you not just boxing. You know what I'm saying? They woke, man. Like, they real good people, bro. Like, for real. That's why myself get into it with Meek Mill. I was like, what? I said Meek Mill.
Yeah, because Meek had spoke out of turn.
Yeah.
He didn't know what he was
talking about. They don't play that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then they in the pack. They come in the pack.
Yeah.
So you come, it's a wrap.
And, I always talk about, the Russells, like, they always call me their god brother. And, what they did for me, I always appreciate them. So I know exactly what you're talking about how they are. But the whole thing, people was like, remember the Shade Room thing, the interview, and they was showing it, and people didn't know boxing, didn't know who they were. And then I wasn't going to say nothing, but then people kept at me too, so I commented, and then my comment went viral. I was like, you just spoke out of turn. He didn't know. McMill didn't know, like, you're talking to another decorated fighters, and they were basically just trying to make money. Like, it was like, hey, yo, y'all know I want to fight this kid Because that was the whole thing. It was supposed to be trying to, the next time he fights here in the city, him and Sweetie shake out.
Right.
You know, so that was the whole thing. You know, that was all it was.
Wait, Tank and Gary, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be yeah. They've been trying to go at it. I know Gary Ben said he wanted to get Tank.
Oh, my nephew start fussing. He ran it.
Cry baby, man.
Oh man.
Cry baby.
But man, it's, you know, but when it comes to the fight with Tweezy and Boots, remember they fought each other two or three times in the amateurs, and I think it was back-to-back times in the box-offs, the trials. And Boots beat Tweezy once, then Tweezy came back and beat him twice. If I remember, I might be wrong, but came back and basically took he was already the shoe-in, lost it, came back and beat the shoe-in again and won that spot on the Olympic team, took it from Boots basically in a sense, or took Boots, kicked him out of the tournament.
You got a question in the chat. It said, why you think Russell turned down the Puello fight on the Boxing Voice? They talked about it real quick. Honestly, I can't even tell you.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
I don't remember.
Puello.
I mean, but
and which Russell?
No, yeah, which one? The middle, the first one?
Yeah.
Which one? The one that just fought recently? Or?
I have no idea honestly, I have no idea.
Yeah, we'll come back.
Well, knowing I'll put it like this. Since they were my family, I could just put it straight up. If they turned it down, something went right with that contract that they didn't like.
Yeah.
If it's knowing them and being around them for big fights and things situations, if they turning down something, trust me, it had to be. Oh, y'all ain't doing this. Y'all ain't getting no more on me.
140. Was that Antoine?
Oh, 140? Yeah, that's Tweezy. That's Tweezy. Yeah, that's Antoine. So it's like, okay, yeah, we're not doing this. We're not doing that. You're not getting out on me on this contract. We're not doing that. Yeah, so if anything, that's probably what it was. Like, wait a minute. No, that don't make sense. I ain't taking that. And then kept it moving. Because it ain't with them, they fought tougher fights in the gym and in the amateurs than some of their pro fights. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you that from experience. Like being around them, being in camps with them, trust me. Yeah, if they turn down something, it's that. It ain't nothing else. Right. It ain't nothing else.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what are you looking forward to? Like what's a fight that you're looking forward to seeing? You know, coming up.
Divine. Well, start locally. Honestly, I'm ready to see Shaquille. You know Shaquille?
What?
Daily?
What?
It's about damn time, bro.
What?
It's finally.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
I told him it's about time, bro. It's about time, bro.
Lord.
He been an amateur for forever. I mean, he took his time. He took his
time.
Man, you know, even though we know he still wasn't. He was gonna be. What he was gonna be?
He was a pro to me before. It is like
Kel is
what?
Yeah, Kel. You got LeVay on that car. LeVay, he be up Kenworth shaking out sometimes too. You know, that's what I'm looking forward to. And then pro, the higher ranks, like I say, the Tank, the Plant, and Jared fight tonight.
He fight this weekend.
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
he fight tomorrow. He weigh in today.
Oh yeah, they about to weigh in right now.
It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. So AJ's back too. AJ.
Oh, he gonna fight. My God, Franklin. He fighting Frank, the guy who just fought Wolf. He just fought Wolf. Oh my
heavyweight
Lord.
AJ.
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about our AJ, local AJ.
Help me remember.
Kenworth.
Oh.
AJ.
Oh snap.
Yeah,
oh what?
Yeah, he back in the gym now.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Man. It's a lot of AJs out here. AJ,
right, everybody got
AJ. A lot of AJs.
Trying to keep
JRs. I'm a junior. Nobody call me. Thank God nobody calls me junior because this show be mad confusing. I'm telling you, man.
Like, all right, you junior, I'm GB. Just do it that way, bro.
For sure. But hey, man, it was a blessing. It was an honor to have you on the show. Do you have any shout outs you'd like to give?
Like shout out to my man Ann in the chat. Man, J Money, he got some merchandise. I'm gonna bring some shirts past here for y'all.
Mm-hmm.
He had a that brand. He rap too, you know.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Most of the guys, the fighters, my man J Bino, he dropped the mixtape. Shout out to J Bino. Like I said, my coach Steven Warren. Shout out to him. Shout out all the headbangers. Shout out to them. They doing their thing. Like I said in the beginning, they doing their thing. Nothing but respect. Bug.
Yeah, Big Bug. You look great in that movie, baby.
He did. Doing his thing. Like I said, who else? You know, my kids, and God, the whole family, you know, the whole nine, bro. Everybody know that's behind me now. Yeah, shout out to that. Period. Yeah, that's a lot.
Shout out Shay Bracelets. You know, she made a lot of the bracelets. She do a lot of the charms and all those things as well.
Can't
too,
wait
man.
to see
She
y'all
back.
too at the thumb y'all though.
Oh man, what? And that's
we didn't even put it out there like that.
Dang,
it's gonna be something, man.
Oh, oh man,
it's all good. It's all good. So
you want to announce it?
Yeah, man. So if y'all didn't know, y'all can catch us at the Thump Yard April 30th. We will be commentating the fight.
Yes.
Man. So make sure y'all show up and show out for that fight. It's gonna be a great event. Our man Chop is gonna be on the event. He's fighting. He's ready to go to war. And it's a great, the cause and the purpose behind the event is great. Jonathan is a great guy. Shout out to Jonathan who runs the Thump Yard. He's a great guy. And it's gonna be food, entertainment, and boxing. You can't get more than that. Everything we want, everything we need, it's right gonna be there that night. And you get to come and watch us commentate, watch Chop bang it out, and it'd be a great night. April 30th. Yeah, April 30th.
And you done opened up so many doors for me, man. Hanging out with you, man. I'm grateful for it. And it's for us to do. We did our first show at the Tony Jetta covering that. Now we're about to do our first commentating side by side.
Yeah, that's gonna be lit.
At the table, man. Man, I'm honored to be next to you,
brother. Man. I can't wait, man.
Shout out to Big Fest. I appreciate you gave me and being my family some who stopped by out of his own. They just stopped by, popped up at the studio. It took out of his schedule to do that, man. Appreciate y'all, man.
I'm ready to see Mike shake out.
Man, what? He is technician.
I'm ready to see Mike again. Like I went to go. It was like Christmas, so went to go get those the hands with plans.
Yeah.
For my coach, it was a gift for him. You know, Mike was like, man, the last fight, he was like, bro, he said a T. He was like, bro, you could have kept boxing him. He's like, you kept boxing him. If you would have kept boxing him, it would have been over with. He was like, all you do is stick and move, keep moving. I was like, yeah, because he was jogging. He called me. He was like, yo, child. He was like, I caught that last fight. I was like, yeah, I know, but it's a learning curve.
Yeah,
right, exactly.
This time, whoever, it is what it is. That's all we gonna say, bro.
Well, man, to say before we get off, man, I always try to, I have relationships with these fighters, because I was a fighter and everything. So I'm proud to know you, man. I'm proud that you look, me and you talk the way we do, and you feel like I'm somebody you can get advice from. I'm honored by that, man. And I'm always gonna be here, man. Anytime you need to talk about anything, I'm always here, man. I like the way how you've carried yourself, progressed through the fight game, and how you behaved like a fighter throughout, man. I tip my hat to you, bro. Well done, man.
Sure,
Indeed. Guys, if you like what you guys saw today, make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. Check us out, Slip Encounter Podcast on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Facebook. Shout out to my little Slip Encounter right here for behaving somewhat throughout the show. He made it the whole show. So round of applause for this guy right here, man.
He did good, nephew. Yeah, you did good, nephew. I ain't mad at you.
Yeah, man. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys in the chat. Everybody in the chat. And we'll be back with you guys next Friday.